Welcome to Matters Financial and Geopolitical from a Frontier. Thank you as ever for stopping by. Moving to Kenya, we've got the visit of President Macron in Nairobi. President Kenyatta tweeted, "I'm delighted to host my friend, His Excellency President Emmanuel Macron of France's State House." France is the sixth largest investor in Kenya, representing about 10% of direct and indirect commercial interests. I went back to some of my favorite quotes of Macron. I like this: "I am from a generation for whom Nelson Mandela's victory is one of the best political memories," he said. It is for me too. Here he's seen unveiling the new Peugeot, which is assembled locally in Kenya. The government will now order locally assembled vehicles for government departments. This has been some time coming, but we're here now. I'm impressed with the progress that the PSA group has made in delivering locally assembled vehicles, said President Kenyatta. Macron then went to the Nairobi train station where I used to come off when I was 9 years old from Mombasa. This photograph, you see the station. We're launching a project for the refurbishment of the rail line from the central station to the airport, he told reporters at a press conference in Nairobi. Added it plans to invest 3.1 billion euros worth of projects in Kenya once the two countries sign new trade deals on Thursday. When asked about France as an investor in comparison to China, President Kenyatta replied, "Every country is different. Every country offers different ingredients. You cannot compare apples with oranges. An apple is an apple and an orange is an orange, but they're all good for you." This is Station F Paris, which I visited. It's the world's largest startup incubator. This is what Macron said: "I want France to be a startup nation, a nation that thinks and moves like a startup." Emmanuel Macron has pledged to invest 2.5 billion euros in Africa by financing and supporting startups and small to medium-sized enterprises by 2022 under the Choose Africa program. Funds will be mobilized via the AFD and Proparco. 4th of December, I wrote a very hagiographic article about Macron saying he's given his France back its mojo. Of course, subsequently things took a different turn, which I freely admit, and Europe went off balance. The French, who I've recalled have always been prone to taking to the streets. I remember a time under Alain Juppé when he was similarly trying to reform the system. And I said Macron has clearly to deal with things with plenty of finesse now. So, it was a bit of a boom and then a bust, and he's now coming back, in my view. Rifts in the valley, says Signal Risk in a tweet, which confirms the Africa Confidential point characterizing threes a crowd. This is Kenyan politics. Kenya shillings back above 100 at 100.2. Nairobi all shares up 9.99% this year. AliExpress, run by Alibaba, will allow Kenyan shoppers to buy goods on the site using M-Pesa in a matter of weeks. As our customers get more digital, they want to shop in a more digital kind of a format. That's why we're seeing e-commerce growing, said Safaricom's Chief Customer Officer, Sylvia Mulinge. The move especially targets micro traders in the country who source goods and other supplies from manufacturers in China. In November, the company agreed a deal with Western Union to allow M-Pesa users to send money around the world using their mobile phones, essentially transforming M-Pesa into a global payments platform. That's a big deal. Safaricom share price data: M-Pesa revenue surged 18.2% at the half-year mark. On that occasion of that results release, I said this. I said they've made the M-Pesa garden richer. The average user is transacting 12 times a month, have increased retention and circulation in the ecosystem. And I said then, this is a very big deal. And essentially this combination with Alibaba's AliExpress confirms it's the very same thing. In November, I said, and what I heard at this earnings release was a lot about fine-tuning the $1 a day offering. and that's the micro traders that Sylvia's talking about. Safaricom, of course, also announced the Feliza overdraft facility, which is going great guns by all accounts. 22nd of October, I was talking about how M-Pesa, which was launched in March 2007, is ubiquitous. And in fact, it's not a stretch to say it reinvented Kenya's positioning worldwide. One tweet from Bill Gates confirms its ubiquity, and probably was informed and was probably worth the entire annual Kenyan tourism marketing budget. As I've said before, e-commerce and home-based deliveries have changed the world from London to China. I'm certain the same disruption is headed our way. NSE 20 is up 1.49% year to date. My piece over the weekend was about my road trip to Garissa. I quoted Bruce Lee, life is wide, limitless, there is no border, there is no frontier. And then I quoted Dean Moriarty from On the Road, Jack Kerouac's book, Sal, we gotta go and never stop going till we get there. Where are we going, man? I don't know, but we gotta go. Thank you for stopping by.